If you're selling your home in Vancouver, Washington soon, here are my top 5 big mistakes that I see sellers make that you want to avoid. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I'm your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm super thankful you're here today because we're talking about 5 mistakes you should avoid if you're selling your home. Now, I wanted this video to be totally candid, not one of those canned like, oh, the top mistake is not using a realtor, call me type of videos, but truly sharing with you our experience helping clients sell their homes here in Clark County. So just to give you a little bit of background on our credentials, I don't do YouTube all day, even though a lot of y'all think that I do, which is kind of fun. I help people buy and sell homes, and this is our full-time business. So we help about 50 to 60 clients a year sell and buy exclusively here in Clark County. We're Clark County experts, and we just want to share our expertise with you because we help one person every single week buy and sell a home. That's pretty awesome. The number one big thing you want to pay attention to, first and foremost, when you're listing your home, is the preparation of the property. The number of times I've met with sellers and they've said, you know, we don't want to prepare it, we don't want to put the money into it, we don't want to put the time and energy into it, is a lot. And that makes sense for someone who doesn't have a lot of time on their hands, doesn't have a lot of extra cash. We try to have solutions for clients who don't have that time or cash, you know, contractor connections or fronting the money through some of our selling programs. But getting the home as turnkey as possible is what is going to bring you the most profits. Almost always. Almost always. So here are the areas that I pay attention to when I go do a walkthrough with my seller clients. I'll go through and do a room by room consultation with them of every little thing I would change. The first is lighting. Obviously you want to make sure all of your light bulbs work. Lighting is so important in a home, especially these days. Buyers want a lot of natural light and they want areas to be bright and glowing. If there's bulbs that are burnt out, replace them. And then the color of the bulb really matters a lot. It is very uninviting to go into a home, whether you think it is or not. Psychologically, it's uninviting to go into a home where all the lights are fluorescent bright or they're like that blue cold tone. They're lower on, I believe it's the Kelvin scale. You want more of the warm colored lights, the orangish undertone ones. It creates more of a feeling of home and warmth when you walk in the home, and that's very, very important for that first impression. Another aside about lighting, if you have really old light fixtures in your home, that's a really great bang for your buck. If you're somewhat handy, you can go to Home Depot, buy some light fixtures. You could probably replace all the light fixtures in your house for under $1,000, $1,500, and just get something a little bit more modern, and it will turn your home around like that. You should also pay attention to the paint in your home. It is best, if at all possible, to have your home completely painted neutral. This would be like a white, a cream, maybe a gray, depending on the color scheme in the home. If your house has colors all over the walls, will it still sell, or can it still sell? Probably, depending on how bright those colors are. I've seen some homes where all the walls were painted neon colors, which is kind of crazy. But if you come in and you do that blank slate for the buyers, they will be able to envision themselves more there. Yes, it will cost money. No, painting is not cheap these days. I mean, I have some great painters on speed dial, and these days a whole house paint is costing, I don't know, $10,000 to $30,000 depending on the size, but it's really worth the investment. Really, really worth it. Also, if you have old carpets that are full of stains, you might want to consider replacing those. It's a common tactic for sellers or listing agents to offer some sort of carpet allowance, which is like a credit, money back to the buyer so that they can go buy some new carpet. But even if you offer them the same amount, let's say replacing the carpets is going to be $10,000, and you offer to the buyer $10,000 to replace the carpets however you want because we don't want to spend the money right now as sellers, they're still less likely to offer on the home and love it and offer a full price offer because the stained carpets are not giving them a good feeling. They're not walking in and falling in love with the home. They're looking at the carpets going, oh gosh, that looks terrible, I don't love it. And then, oh gosh, now we have to schedule carpet people. It's another hurdle for them to jump through. So I'd recommend, if you don't have new carpets, get some new carpets in. Last category for home prep would be the landscaping and the curb appeal. There's a couple tricks we use to spruce up the home that just make a world of difference. Obviously, fresh cut grass and trimming back all the landscaping, the bushes, just having a crew come through and work on it for a couple hours makes a really big difference, especially after like the winter and when we're going into spring. And then we have house numbers, power washing, and light fixtures on the outsides. I already shared with you about light fixtures inside, but you can do the same thing outside. If you have 90s or early 2000s light fixtures on the side of your garage, swap them out. It will make a huge difference. Go to Home Depot and buy those modern house numbers too. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? They're sleek lines, they're usually black, maybe silver. Replace those and it will make a big difference. Power wash your driveway and your sidewalk before you list too. It will just make it look that much better on the photos, and you really want to get that first impression from all the buyers. The next mistake that I see from sellers that you should avoid is not staging the home when it really needs staging. Now, I have a lot to share with you about staging. This is not an area of the country, this is not a market where everyone stages their home when they sell. I have many realtor friends in California and up in our sister market in Seattle where everyone stages their home there, and if you don't stage your home, you're at a massive disadvantage. I would say here, less than 10% of homes come on staged or looking like they're staged. So if you do stage, you're at a massive advantage. There's so much research showing, and I see it firsthand every day with my buyer clients. When you walk in a staged home, it evokes an emotional feeling. You can picture yourself there. You see modern furniture, you see your lifestyle. Even though the furniture doesn't come with, we know that, buyers know it, sellers know it, it just allows the buyer to envision themselves in the space. Staging will cost money. It will cost a couple $1,000s, but it is very much well worth the investment, very much. The next mistake that I see sellers making often is not pricing correctly. If you have a great realtor, they should be working with you on a price recommendation based off of what they're seeing on the market, both on the market based off of comparables and what they're seeing boots on the ground based off of their client experiences. We serve 50 to 60 clients a year, so we have those experiences every single week and all this insider trading information to kind of share with our clients. But if you price aspirationally, buyers will know. They're smart, like they see what's listed and what's being sold and they pay attention to prices, and so they're not gonna fall for that. The longer you stay on the market, the less likely you are to get a full price offer. So if you just price appropriately from the beginning, I know it takes a little bit of a leap of faith, but you are probably going to end up in a better position. Fourth mistake I see sellers making here in Clark County is not being ready for holding costs of selling a home. If you are selling your home, and especially if you've already moved out and you've moved on to another home purchase somewhere else or a rental, there's gonna be holding costs with that home. You know, what it costs every single month to keep up the home on the market. Usually it's the mortgage, the insurance, landscaping contract, anything else you've got going on. It can be really expensive. So a scenario I'll run you through is if you're listing your home for $600,000 and you're really firm on your $600,000 price, but maybe it's a little bit aspirational, and you get an offer for $580 and you decide not to take it, not to counter, you're just gonna reject it and say, screw you, bring me $600,000 or get out of here. Okay, that's a $20,000 difference. Well, let's break down the math. Your holding costs on that are gonna depend on, you know, what kind of loan you have, probably somewhere in the $12,000 to $15,000 range for holding that for another 3 months. And in 3 months, if you're still on the market at $600,000, your chances of getting an offer at $580 or above are pretty much zero. So just realize the longer you stay on the market, the less chances you have of getting that full price offer. And every single month, those holding costs are gonna eat away at your bank account. My fifth mistake that I see sellers making, I'm sorry, I know it's cliche, but it's hiring a bad realtor. There are so many bad realtors out there, it irks me like nobody's business. I could stand on my soapbox and talk about it all day. I would say about 70% of agents who are active in the market don't do enough for their listing clients, and they don't have enough recent experience to really have a hold on the market. It's no secret, I am not the longest agent around. I'm young, I'm in my early 20s, but we do a really great job. We're professional full-time realtors here. I've got a staff that works for me. We've got our office. And we serve 50 plus clients a year, which means every single week and more, because not everything goes through, we see what buyers and sellers are up to. We see what the market is doing. When I'm up against someone who's been around for 15 years, but they only do 10 transactions a year, that's kind of a slam dunk for me because I just have a better grapple on what the market needs today. I am also a strong believer that a home has to have amazing marketing, and that's what we provide to our clients. We get our clients' homes on video. We try and get a little creative with it. We push it a lot on social media. I call all of my top favorite agents that I know do a lot of business here, and I want to get that home sold quickly, and so I let them know about it right before it's coming to the market, make them feel like they're kind of getting that inside opportunity. We make our listing clients their own website where we can just house everything about that property on that landing page. It's very professional, it's got its own domain, and we know a lot about the properties that we're selling. There's nothing that annoys me more as a buyer's agent when I call a listing agent and they don't know the answers to any of my most basic questions. If you're looking to list your home anywhere in Clark County, Washington, I hope this was super helpful to you. And if you're not already connected with a great listing agent, please reach out to us. Myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group, we'd really love to be of service to you. I'd love to help you list your home and make it shine on the market and stand out against the other listings. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.